Hey guys, I'm Aaron from PhoneDog.com, and BlackBerry's held the title as the business smartphone for some time now, but that's being challenged by Motorola with the new Motorola Droid Pro. We're pitting them together in a dogfight, the BlackBerry Torch 9800 versus the Motorola Droid Pro. We'll see who will win. You know, this is a direct competitor. Motorola came out and said at CTIA they wanted to compete with the BlackBerry. It has enterprise support, VPN access, and more. Who will take the cake? Android? BlackBerry? Maybe outdated, maybe not. We'll find out in the dogfight. But first, special thanks to our friends at Best Buy Mobile for hooking us up with two of these, total of 4. Yeah, total of 4. Make sure my math was right. I'm having trouble counting today. Devices for use in our One Bob Bandit giveaway. One thing I like about Best Buy Mobile, you walk in to get either of these, don't have to worry about mail-in rebates. That's super cool, and it's only at Best Buy Mobile. Enough of that. Let's get into the dogfight. It's one benefit of Android that does not come on the BlackBerry: widgets. You look at the screens, you have 7 different home screens, which, you know, they've made a significant change with BlackBerry 6, where when you open the tray here, you can see all of your apps, or you can scroll over to favorites, media, downloads, or frequently used applications, which is a nice touch. It's a definite improvement, but there's no widget support on that device. With this, you do have the widget support. You have your auto-updating weather widget. We can take a look here. Let's see here. We'll click there, and you have Motorola or Android widgets. You have some specific Moto widgets, airplane toggle, Bluetooth toggle, those type things. Date and time, messages, social networking, weather. You can see here's Motorola's weather, and their widgets are pretty cool because not only is it cool to have widgets, but you actually have these customizable widgets where you can scroll up and down, change the size, and then here are some of your connectivity widgets as well. So it's nice to have those. Those are cool to be on there. You have Google search, your contacts, and then some other widgets here. Your music widget, video widget, a couple things there. So it's a nice touch to have those. And, you know, while they may drain the battery, some people prefer those. On the other hand, the battery life is a little bit better on the Torch, but you don't have the widget support. You're relegated to your individual apps. Both of these devices have 5-megapixel cameras with a flash, and you can see, you know, I don't want to spoil the fun too much, but I have to give the camera test slightly to the Torch. I actually am not incredibly impressed with either one of them, but the Torch definitely takes the cake in the camera department. The Droid Pro's 5-megapixel camera is just not that great. I mean, I have not been impressed with it. I think the picture quality is a little bit grainy, very blurry, and you can see, let's do the Google down here. And it zooms in fine, but then when the picture's taken, it gives this kind of, and you probably can't see it in the camera, but it gives this kind of grainy look to it. You can see the colors. Let me see if I can zoom in and give that to you. Colors are kind of grainy, and it's a little bit washed out, and the colors are very pixelated, as opposed to the Torch, which isn't. You know, you look at other 5-megapixel options on the market, like the Galaxy S line, the iPhone 4. Those are significantly better, but look at this. And that's what the picture looks like. So it's an improvement from the Bold 9700, the Bold 9000, the 3.2 megapixel shooters on, or the former BlackBerry 3.2 megapixel shooters. But you look at this, and it's a much better picture as well. So you have some editing options on both of these devices. You can change the flash, autofocus, geotagging. You have various scene modes, a couple of different options there. So that's a nice touch. It's nice to have those. And then on the Droid Pro, you have the typical Android picture change or picture options. You have, scroll that up, scenes, effects, flash, and switch to. Now this is a kind of a Motorola camera interface here. It's not the stock Android interface. And you can see that the gallery, when we went into that gallery, which you can access by clicking on that, it's a different gallery as well. It's not the stock Android gallery. But that said, I have to give the picture quality itself to the BlackBerry Torch. So, you know, obviously the BlackBerry excels at messaging, and you know, with the Gmail application on Android, this one does as well. You can see the Gmail app, as we've seen in the past Android videos. It's been updated on this device. We'll go back to what's new and take a look at some of the messages. Now, there are a lot of things I like about the Gmail application on, or the new Gmail application in particular on Android. You can see things like the header stays at the top when I scroll through the email. So at any point in the email, I can reply. I can hit, you know, forward, reply all. I can click that little button there and see those. So that's a nice touch. And then, of course, I have my archive, delete, and forward and back buttons on the bottom. So very cool. I like those features. It's nice to have those. And then Gmail, of course, is push. On the BlackBerry, obviously, email is one of the things that make it great. So let's take a look at Activation Server. And you can see I don't have any emails through here just yet. But you can see that it's set up and ready to go, and this is the typical email interface on the Torch 9800. So it's a little bit different. It's the BlackBerry interface, and you can see on this one, because it is a touchscreen device, you have the touch buttons all throughout the email. You can reply all, or forward, delete, or once it's closed, that'll activate. You can click that button to activate your on-screen keyboard. So you do have that. It's nice touch. That said, if you're using Gmail, Android to me is the obvious winner there. If you're using any other email account, BlackBerry is the winner. Now, this one has BlackBerry Enterprise Server capabilities. This has VPN access and does have some enterprise level services as well. I mean, they included enterprise level services in this device to appeal to former BlackBerry users, people that wanted to convert over to Android. So you see the VPN client option. You have options for exchange-based email and other enterprise level stuff on this device. So you get the best of both worlds here for the most part. That said, I know a lot of IT departments are reluctant to switch over to Android from BlackBerry, so you may encounter some resistance there if you want to get an Android device. The IT department says no. We use Bez for everything, BlackBerry Enterprise Server for everything. That said, both I think you'd be happy on the messaging front at least with either one of these devices, though this one's obviously a little bit more media rich. Now you have the Android market on this device, and you have the BlackBerry app world on this device. As it stands, the Android market has about 100,000 apps. This has a couple of thousand apps, and it looks like my market just updated. So you can see that this is the revised version of Android market. You have the carousel up here. You have Verizon customized apps or Verizon recommended apps, games, apps, and then you can hit that at all times to go back to the main screen. They're organized by type. You have your books and reference, business, comics, communication. Then we can go back home, hit Verizon. You can see the VCast apps. So a nice little cosmetic change there. Here's what BlackBerry App World looks like, and you can search by categories. You can search by top 25, and you can see the free apps and the paid apps. So we can scroll over here to free. Take a look at those. Again, because there are so few apps, there are a lot of quality apps in this in the app world, but there aren't as many. So if you're looking for something like Wacom or Wells Fargo, it may be in the Android market, whereas it's not in the BlackBerry app world. So something to keep in mind. Then you can click over here and see the apps that you've installed, you've uninstalled, and you've downloaded, so you can keep track of those. It uses an email address where you log in, much like kind of similar to the Android market, and kind of similar, actually more similar to Windows Phone 7 with the Live ID. So you do have that feature. It's nice to have it. BlackBerry App World is still very much in its infancy, so comparing apples to apples here and just market to market, I'd have to give it to the Android market. I think it's far more developed and a lot of options that you don't see in the BlackBerry App World. So you have a 1420 milliamp battery on this one and a 1300 milliamp battery on the Torch 9800. That said, GSM device, CDMA device, one being one thing, Android versus BlackBerry being another thing. Battery life is very good comparatively speaking between these two. Battery life is very good on the Torch 9800. Easy to make it through a day and a half without worrying about the charge. Whereas on the Android one, you're going to have to charge it every night. This battery drops, and it drops fast. And with the widgets running and everything running in the background, expect to charge it every night. Now that said, obviously you do get the widget support. You get a better Android market, and you get some stuff that you don't get in the BlackBerry device. So it's a trade-off. Do you want those media-centric and always-on features, or do you want better battery life? I think the corporate professional would say, I want the better battery life, but the person that uses media, that wants to listen to music, that wants to use it as more of a prosumer, maybe wants to use it as an entertainment device and a work device, would find the Droid Pro more appealing. So that said, if you're using VPN access, if you're accessing VPN, you're using enterprise services, this thing's going to die fast. So keep that in mind, as opposed to the Torch, which slowly drains throughout the day. So battery life front is definitely the Torch. If I had to crown a winner for this dogfight, I'd probably give it by just a narrow margin, believe it or not, to the Droid Pro. I think the BlackBerry has a lot of features that a lot of people will like, and especially if you're a messaging addict, this is a good device. It's a good device to get, and AT&T's running it through the holidays for $99.99. So it's below that $200 smartphone tier that we've come to know, we know and love, and we've gotten used to over the year. Now that said, it is missing, the browser is not quite all the way up to par. BlackBerry 6 still looks a little bit outdated, and it it's a little bit frustrating at some points, a little laggy because of the slower processor. That said, the Motorola Droid Pro, it makes a decent attempt into the enterprise market. It's nice to have the physical QWERTY. It's not nearly as good as the Torch's QWERTY, but it has some nice features. That said, battery life is absolutely terrible in testing. It didn't do very well, despite having almost a 1500 milliamp battery right at 1420. But it does have a lot of features, and for people that are sick of BlackBerry, that want to change, that want a more media-centric operating system, it's a nice alternative, to BlackBerry, and it has some business features to boot. So slight boost to the Motorola Droid Pro, but honestly, if you're a messaging fan, you need the email for work, I think you'd be happy with either one of these devices. Much more coverage to come on PhoneDog.com, Motorola Droid Pro, BlackBerry Torch 9800. Keep it locked on the site. And be sure to like us on Facebook as well, Facebook.com/PhoneDog. We're giving away 100 iPads in our 100 iPad and tablet giveaway. You get your choice between an iPad, a Galaxy Tab, or a BlackBerry Playbook. And the more friends you get to the site, for every 5,000 entries, we give away an extra one. So up to 100, and we give those away starting in the beginning of 2011. So keep it in mind, like us on Facebook, enter the sweepstakes, Facebook.com/PhoneDog, and keep it locked there because we give away devices all the time. Because, hey, we like to give stuff away. You guys are friends. You guys are what keep us around, keep us employed. We like giving you stuff. Be sure to follow me on Twitter as well, PhoneDog_Aaron. Tell me what you think about both of these devices. You think the Torch should have won? You think the Droid Pro is the best device ever? Let me know, PhoneDog_Aaron. Thanks for watching. Keep it locked on the site for more coverage. We'll see you next time.